Came from Chinatown. You guys like Chinatown? Yeah, Chinatown, for those of you who don't know, is a town called Chinatown. Because there's a lot of Chinese people there. Which is great. I used to live in Blacktown. It's a little bit more uptown. Which is also great. Both are great places. It's good to be here, man. I like life, you know. It's good to be at a comedy show. It could be worse, you know. You could be sucking dick for heroin. So, it's good to be here. No one's sucking dick for heroin, which is good, you know. You shouldn't suck dick for heroin. That's what my mother used to say when I was on heroin. And she's right, you know. You shouldn't suck dick for heroin. You should suck dick for love of the game. You know? You should suck dick because you're good at it. And we appreciate you. You know, like, don't you want to achieve mastery in something in life? They say it takes 10,000 hours to achieve mastery. And I'm willing to donate some of my time. Because, dude, I love this job, dude. This is a great job. I get to openly solicit sex. That's what I just did. That's great, you know? I used to work at McDonald's. You can't do that there. So, yeah, you want number one? You want to suck my dick? What do you think about that, huh? Supersize that. Yeah, that's good, man. I never sucked dick for heroin. Bit of a mama's boy. Yeah, I used to be a bit of a horse girl myself. I did get my dick sucked for heroin by a man. It's actually my first sexual experience ever in life. Yeah, my boss from Subway. Yeah, it wasn't Jared, so this is at a bottom tier Subway franchise. Pretty crazy though, pretty crazy. I got blown by a man for $70. You know what guys will play that game? Hey, would you ever suck a dick for $1 million? I'm really quiet in that game. Because, you know, I've never sucked a dick, but I've done something very similar. For much less. Yeah, that's what I call manager special, you know. I'll be honest, guys, it set me up for a very weird sexual life. I'm a weird sexual person. Having that be my first sexual experience. Because now every time I get a blowjob in life, afterwards I'm like, that was great, you're great. Normally I'd charge $70. But for you, I'm going to do the family friends discount. Oh, you're not going to pay me? You're my girlfriend? Well, can you make me a sandwich at least? Because you know the last guy. He made me a sandwich. Because we were at Subway. 6-inch, extra mayonnaise. That's my cut. Yep. Good though, you guys are fun. Wow, this is fun. Sometimes it's not fun to do comedy, yeah. I once did a naked comedy show and I was bombing. That's like the worst thing that could happen, you know? People tell you to imagine the crowd naked, and then you're naked, and it's not going well. You're naked in so many different ways. One cool thing about that show is someone came up to me afterwards and they were like, hey, let me lick your booty hole. I was like, nah, man, I'm alright. He's like, I'll pay you. I was like, I fell for this once before. I like life. I used to be a heroin addict, like I said, and that's a terrible addiction, right? I haven't done heroin in over 10 years, right? And thank you. Even all these years later, I still get these intense cravings to remind people I used to do heroin. Like you guys, you know. It's like my entire personality, you know. I meet someone at a party. Oh, you're an accountant? I used to be a heroin addict. I'm sure we have a lot in common. Oh, you manipulate numbers for a financial institution? I used to manipulate my friends and family for $20. Same, you and I. It's great. I went to rehab. Anyone here ever been to rehab? Nice. Good for you. A bunch of quitters. That's good. Yeah. Yeah, I used to party so hard that people would go to rehab. You know, that's a... Yeah, I went to rehab. Rehab was crazy. I went 3 times just to make sure. Alright, you got me. I guess I'll have a lame 20s. Yeah. And I guess I'll be awkwardly at the bar drinking a seltzer water for the rest of my life. Don't do heroin, that's what I'm trying to say. It really fucks your life up. But I went to rehab. Rehab was crazy, man, because I actually started working in rehab. Yeah, and my only qualification for working there was just the fact that I went to rehab 3 times. Which made me realize rehab is a bit of a pyramid scheme. You know? Because like I went to rehab, then I started working in rehab, helping other people get sober, so one day, maybe they could work in a rehab too. That dynamic does not exist in other medical fields. You're not leaving the psych ward for the 3rd time. And they're like, you know what? You're pretty crazy. You want to start working here? We could really use your mind. Get inside the enemies. Dude, at one point in my life, I wasn't even out of rehab, and I was working at a different rehab. Yeah, I would ride my bicycle from my rehab where I slept to another rehab where I was in charge. That's insane. That'd be like if a guy was on work release and he was a corrections officer at a different prison. Oh man, good to be here though. Good to be alive, right? It's gonna get dark now. We're gonna talk about some words. Listen, guys, I used to be homeless because I don't know if you know anything about heroin, but sometimes you forget to have a home. It's not so much that you forget, it's just that doing heroin feels so much better than having a home. You know, like who needs a bedroom when you can fall asleep standing up? I also used to be a prostitute, per my story earlier, and they want to call that sex work now, right? They're saying that you got to call it sex work. They're also saying homeless people, don't call them homeless, call them unhoused. And I got to let y'all know, as someone who was once both formerly those things, it was never really the label that was bringing me down. I was never like, ooh, maybe if they called it unhoused, I wouldn't be so fucking cold. Maybe if I was an empowered sex worker, I wouldn't remember the feeling of his beard on my balls every time I get a blowjob for the rest of my life. Yeah, it's fucked up. There's other words that we don't say as much anymore. Like people used to say faggot. I didn't. I was being called it for it at a Subway, but that's a hurtful word. I'm glad we don't say it as much anymore. But there's other words we don't say as much anymore, and I feel like we never even had a discussion about. Like when I was younger, I worked at McDonald's, and I worked with a man named Wigger Will. That was his real name. The managers would call him that and everything. They'd be like, Wigger Will, you're late for work again. Wigger Will, you cannot eat chicken selects right out of the tray. Because of course, Wigger Will did not understand proper food safety handling procedures. It's not the Wigger way. And listen, I know this is a hard joke to do as a white guy. My pronunciation needs to be precise. I gotta really punch that W. Otherwise, they're gonna punch a different W. You know what I'm saying? Like I hate the idea of someone walking in 1 consonant late. Terrifying joke to do. I did this joke recently, this gay guy interrupted, because they be doing that. And he was like, hey, how come the crowd gasped more at the word wigger than the word faggot? I was like, I don't know, probably because wiggers have been through more in this country. You never see a wigger parade? There's no wigger pride month, you know? I was back home visiting in Indiana, and I asked my friend, hey, whatever happened to Wigger Will? Because I was curious, where did all the Wiggers go? Which is actually a lesser-known Vanilla Ice album. It's actually a lesser-known Rudyard Kipling poem, actually. It's actually the B-side of White Man's Burden. But we had a lot of fun. Thank you guys for being cool. Gross, huh?